Well, the time has come to upgrade all of our transit hubs and bring the first subway network into our British city, which is now passing 60,000 residents and is a flourishing metropolis. For those of you who have ever travelled around London, you know that we Brits love a bit of the underground tube travelling. If you're excited to see how this affects our city, please leave a like on the video and then grab a cup of tea. Sit back and relax as we dive into Kettlewick. So let's take a look at our transit hubs and see what we can do to help out with some subway going here, there and everywhere. So I definitely think that this end of Kettlewick needs something. Cupton Bluff, Willow, we've got a lot of people travelling from down here. Now we do have, if we zoom in here, we do have a little train station area, which is taking people up and down to the main part of the city. We've got our bike network available and all that sort of thing. So I am wondering actually whether attaching this to the subway network straight off is needed, because people can get a train directly to here. And I think this area would just be, Cupton Bluff would just be too small to have a little subway running around there. So actually I've changed my mind on that. We will not have a subway to there, but we will have a subway connection coming down to Refreshers Park, where we've got all these other buildings. We've got a train station here, so maybe it will connect in. Yeah, I'm not quite sure how we're going to do this, whether we're going to have the old looparoo going in both directions, or whether we're going to have a spoke and a whatever it's called sort of hub situation going on. I guess we'll find out as we go along, but we're definitely going to have a connection there. So that's one connection. We're then going to definitely have a connection down here. So this is where we've got our big train station as well, our central train station by Butler End. And this is where it's really built up. So in Butler End here, just off the River Tees, there's a lot of people that live in here. I mean, Butler End on its own, I know that's a bit cut off because I'm doing the zoomy thing, is 4,855. Don't worry, the rest of the video won't be like that. It's just so we can see the names, but you don't see the GUI at the bottom of the screen. Biff is using his brain. Kettlewick Tea Academy, they are also going to have a stop. Of course, over here, Jaffa Cake Crest, where we've got our little bus terminal, the double-decker depot, that is going to have one. And then we are just going to have connections all over the place going, of course, to our industry, to our airports. Yeah, lots of things going on. And then Victoria Creek. No, where am I looking for? Here. All sorts bus station. Yeah, this is also going to have it as well. Right. So let's just see whether we can upgrade any of these items just to add subway in anyway. Here we go, back to the normal screen with the GUI. So where could we add a subway station here? My eye is drawn to this little spot at the beginning. It's right by all the paths, could have easy access to it. I think that should be okay. A lot of people are crossing over, and we've got this sort of spot here. Yeah, I really want to sort of keep it built into the area, or we could just have it off the side here. Let's see what's available. Let's go into our subway options, or the tube, as we like to call it in this country. So we're going to have to set up a yard somewhere. We will come back to that. We've also got a lot of stuff from Tygon's Rail Pack. Let's just have a look what comes with the base game first of all. Actually, to unlock these, we need to add a subway yard. Darn it. Let's find a place for that first. Okay, we're up here by Florence Junction with our airport and our industry, and you can see I've fixed these buildings here now, replaced all of our train depots with these ones, and I'm thinking we could have it up here somewhere which would sort of fit in with what we're going for. I'm assuming that this field would have been bought by the council at some point, so we could do all of this expansion. So let's just pick a pick of this road here. We're going to bring that out just a little bit so we could build off of the back of that. And then I'm going to use this one here, the terminal subway station, which will click onto that road. I'm going to get it right up against there, and we could add, which will click onto that road. I'm going to get it right up against there, and we could add more than one. That is a nice looking building. Does this actually have upgrades? Oh, it does. Extra train track. So it comes with 5 trains. Well, we can add another couple. Does that need to... Why is that going out at a weird angle like that? I want it this way. Okay, what does this one do? Extra tracks, through tracks. Okay, that will go on the side, and this is a maintenance hall. Okay, what I want to do is see if I can get them connected up here. Let's just remove that power cable and put it underground. Oh, there we go. I've changed the snapping option, so we've put that on there. So now we've got 7, and then if we did another one, that would give us 9. So maybe we can go with that for now. Let's just move these trees out of the way. Right, back over to Birdsong Street. I'm thinking we're going to fit something in here, so let's use Better Bulldozer. We've got that one. I want that set to single. No, it's this one here, isn't it? Let's do that. Yeah, there we go. So let's get rid of these trees and things in here. I think we're going to be using all of this space. You can't let me do that because that's not part of the building. There we go. Excellent. And then can I get rid of that? Brilliant. Can I get rid of this? Oh, I can. There we go. That should be all the space we need. And then in here, we come along to this option, transport stops, which is what I want. And I want this one, the modern metro station. No, that's not the one I want. It's going to be one of these. Small, elevated, overground. Is it that one? Is it this one? It was the one I was hovering over all along. Look at that. That is going to fit in there perfectly, I think. Let's just plop it down and have a look. Oh, that is just great, isn't it? That fits right in there. Maybe a little bit of fence removal there. And then a little bit of move it, and we can just slide that right into place. There we go. Excellent. And of course, we're always going to get some trees that pop up. Boink, 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 and boink. Very good. So beneath the ground, if we come out of that mode, there we go. So we've got a connection built into that hub. So let's just pause a sec and slide over to our other hub. So I'm pretty sure this is not going to have an upgrade. So station services, taxi stop. Yeah, this is not going to have an upgrade for Metro. What would be a good fit into here? Yeah, I'm looking at this little spot here, just seeing if we could do a bit of a change. So let's just get rid of these trees. We've got that roundabout in for people to be able to turn around, but I think we're going to just connect this road up to here. So we're still going to have the roundabout for that. Let's just get that 180 degrees. That just looks a bit winky wonky, doesn't it? I think we'll have to just live with the pavement thing there. But if we add this one in, I'm going to go back a bit actually. We're going to use, let's have a look. Let's grab an alley. So I want that to be straight with this here. So if we put our snapping options on, I'm going to come down there. I'm going to go across there, 90 degrees. Yeah, there we go. Then we're going to pop this onto there. Aha, excellent. And then we can just connect that road up to here, and that can be where, let's just angle that a little bit. There we go. That's where people can come in and out. Very good. That should all get taken care of. There we go. Excellent. So if we go underground, there we go. We can see our connection there, which is good. We're going to just imagine that there's already some tunnels and things under there that were going to be used. They weren't just digging under this massive building on 46 Aspen Lane. And then, of course, we can add some paths and things so people can get across here a little bit easier. Let's do that above ground. That might be better. No, that's way above ground. That's not what I want. Let's turn off snapping. So can we just sort of go from there to there? Yeah, let's do that. We can walk round and get into that one. Okay, which is next on the list? So I'm looking at this. We've got the commercial side over here with Nitro Kingdom, McDonald's, all the other items. And then we've got like our switch on, our factories and things like that over here. I'd like to, I'll tell you what I'd like to do is have a quick sip of tea because that was an autosave. So what I'd like to do is connect these two up with just a bit of a simple path coming through here. So any metro we add on one side or the other can be used by both. And then this will have to come off of a road somewhere. Maybe we could just drop it off this little side road here. And again, we don't have a huge amount of options for underground. So we've got this one here or that one there. So I'm going to go for the smaller of the two. And we're just going to butt that up to there. Yeah, that will work well. I really feel like I've got to get that in the center, and that'll give options for walking into both of those areas. Okay. And then, of course, over here by Garnet Junction and Butler End, we've got like this train station, a central train station that goes everywhere, and we've got our little purpose-built bus hub at the back. Well, fortunately for us, the central train station has an upgrade, an underground subway interface. Let's just see where it adds that on. I think it literally, oh, here we go, down here. It literally just adds a little access underground, and then we can connect that up to our forthcoming network as well. And I definitely want a connection over here in Butler End with all the people that we've got here. And again, this is definitely going to be underground. So somewhere central, I'm thinking around this park area, perhaps. Oh, the perfect spot down here, coming off of Concord Street, right next to this path. 2x3 little area to add it in there. Brilliant. That's good. So that's going to service all of this built up area here. Now, what I'm not doing is looking at areas like this, for instance, and thinking that they would necessarily have a subway right in the middle of there. Although now I'm saying that, I'm thinking, would they? We've got the large hospital. We've got a lot of people that live up here. We've got a school. There is a lot going on. And this subway down here is a fair sort of walk, isn't it? So maybe we will give this area one as well. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is just take this little bit here that's outside the front of this office. Just remove some of these items and probably those there. I think that should be okay. And then hopefully we can fit this in. So I'm going to turn off the snapping, actually, which is the front that way. Oh, as soon as I do that, it jumps. I think this is the front. So I want it to go this way in, like so. Yeah, a couple of trees we need to remove, you and you. And I think that just is a perfect use of that space. I absolutely love it. There we go. And a look underground. Yep, excellent. So that's this side of the river. So we've got here by Refreshers Park, we've got here by the hub, we've got here by the train station, here by Mulberry Crest, and then we've got the other one in Butler End here. I do think we need one up here in our industry area, and then also one by our airport. Let's have a look at the airport first. Does this actually have something built in? It doesn't. This is a cargo airport, isn't it? Oh, no, it's an airport. Okay. Does it have any upgrades? So it would have had airport services, cargo, and business lounge. So there's nothing built into this one that we can do. So we could add something on here. We've got an E-train station, just checking that hasn't got an upgrade. No, okay, but somewhere in between these two would be very handy, I think. Yeah, what I'm thinking is everybody's going to be coming out of the airport here. They're going to be crossing over the road, and there's the train station right here. That keeps all our pedestrians down this side. All of the cargo stuff is up here. Normally there's a lot of cargo trucks coming in and out of there, and it's super busy with the car parks down here as well. So I'm thinking maybe we're going to change this little piece of road at the end. So we're going to upgrade it. Ooh, that is pretty wide, isn't it? Yeah, there we go. Let's just make it an alley. So they can still walk along there, it'll be fine. We're going to need to just, are we going to need to just move that back a bit? Let's just see if we can fit in that one. Is that going to like it right there? No, we're going to move this along a bit. Actually, that wasn't as difficult as I thought. Let's just go there and see what that looks like. Oh, that fits in perfectly, doesn't it? So they can walk down, they can head into the metro. It's got fences around to protect you from the trains, and you can just walk down here as well. Brilliant. That's good. I just feel like I need to do something with that little surface there. Can we do that? To sort of bring that up to here, bring that up to there. There we go. Looks like it's all made to fit together. Excellent. So that will cover, I think, all of this. Do we want one in the industry area too? I mean, why not? There's a lot of people coming up here. I'm just trying to think if we could fit it right in the middle here somewhere. That would be really good. Let's just remove these trees. There we go. There we go. There we go. If we can add a teeny tiny bit of a road on here, then we could put it on the side of that. Oh, I thought the game was crashing there. Oh, man, that could be good. That is exactly the space that we need. Let's go that side. Yeah, there we go. And then we've got access walking over here. If we add... Can we add a little path onto here as well somewhere? So they've got access coming in this way. Yes, we could just have that sort of going along the road. Actually, let's just connect it from the road to there. And then they've got the crossings and all that sort of thing, and they can walk everywhere. And I think that will probably do. You wouldn't expect more than one subway in an area like this. So that is this covered, this covered. We've got a train station down here. Does that have an upgrade? Passenger train station. Let's have a look. No upgrades for you. Shall we add you into the network? I mean, that is right by the university, and I was actually thinking of giving the university its own stop, because how many people come here actually? Let's have a look. 3,500. That's for all of these buildings. Then those, another 3,000. Yeah, we've got a lot of people coming here. Okay, there we go. Just off Orchard Street. I think that would work really well. Let's just maneuver these trees. There we go. So you've got access to everywhere you need to go, paths and all sorts of stuff. Excellent. So I think that will do for sort of this bottom half, and then this top half up here. I mean, we've got a lot of sort of council estates, schools. We have got one in our bus hub here at Jaffa Cake Crest. You certainly wouldn't have one in the middle of a housing estate, and the middle of a housing estate up there either. I am wondering whether one over here by the hospital, we've got Morris's. There's a few things going on here, but that's not super busy. So maybe let's just try and keep it semi-realistic and see how that goes. So now we've got to connect all of these things up. This is where the fun begins. If we just will go down like that, it is actually quite hard to see, isn't it? So what about if we go into this menu? Is that going to make it any easier to see? No, not really. So I tell you what, let's just do a little time lapse of me connecting all these up and see where we are. Okay, so probably a little bit hard to see, but we've got it as a loop going all the way around in the middle here with our various stops. And then we've got a branch coming off up to the airport. And then we've got a branch coming off up to Kettlewick Tea Academy. That's how we're going to do it. So integrated, no, let's go to the base game. Subway line tool, that's what I want. So let's go, yeah, on the left-hand side, we're going to go up. So I'm going to follow this around and we're going to have a clockwise and an anti-clockwise line. There we go. Excellent. That's those two complete. So let's just change the color on those. So we go into here, trams. No, it's this one. So yeah, I'm going to know which one's going which way. Let's just turn that one to blue. And then we'll turn this one to red. So this one is going anti-clockwise. So that's the blue, isn't it? So this is going to be Kettlewick, anti-clockwise. It just doesn't look right. If I do counterclockwise, that just looks right to me. So we're going to go with that. And then we've got Kettlewick, tube, clockwise. I'm going to change this one as well. So it's got tube in the name. I know we haven't hooked up the depot yet, so we'll get to that. If you've got any better names for these lines, let me know. That would be good. Right, so that takes in like the loop. And then if we go back in here, that's easier. And then coming off for Kettlewick Tea Academy, we've got this here and that there. I'm just wondering whether we could just slightly change this and have it available in both directions. So if we sort of split this off like here and go like that, so then what we can do is grab our line, there we go, yoink that up here and add that to one of those. Then we can do the one going the other way, and then we can check whether I've done it right and they're not getting in each other's way. And then we could remove that little bit of line that we don't need. They look to me like they're going the wrong way. Okay, let's swap these over then. That's it, and now we can't get to, oh, there's the blue one. Aha! It's because it's purple down here. I just can't tell. I can't tell. So we're going to leave it like that. They'll be fine. We don't need this line here, but I'm going to leave it there in case we want to do any direct routes at any point. And then over here, we've got the same for our underground. So what we could do is, so we've got this connector going in both directions, haven't we? Yeah, so let's just grab this and bring this up here. There we go, excellent. So again, we probably don't need that straight on bit of line, but that works well. Yeah, there we go, excellent. So now we've got access to everywhere. Very good. So let's hook up the depot. Now, where's the, oh, it just literally goes through there. It's no problem at all. Okay. There we go, that's all of those hooked up. And then underground here, we should be able to just curve this around, hopefully, and do both of these. As long as it all looks okay, we should be able to get in and out. Yeah, that'll be fine. They're only going to go out once, aren't they? And then let's just check what we, well, they'll come back for maintenance, of course, so they'll be able to do that. 7 stops. How many trains is that going to put on each? Actually, before they go, what we're going to have, yeah, just the standard capacity 1080 subway, yeah, thing on there. That's good. And then the other one, boom, 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 boom. This one, yeah, glad I checked. We want that one, not that one, just the basic one. Excellent. Ticket price. Oh, do you know what? We're going to put that down. So that's got 4 vehicles on there, on the red line. Okay, that's fine. And we'll go back to the blue line. 4 vehicles on there. Ticket price down. Yeah, so that should be enough. So what is this giving us overall? There goes a blue one. 9. So we've got a spare one if we need it. Excellent. And there they go. All heading out. And there's the teeny tiny ones that I initially picked. And they were like, far too small, don't want those. I'm hoping all of these that are all appearing on top of each other, they should work. Yeah, everything's underground, isn't it? So there should be no problem at all with all of these fitting into our new stations. Excellent. So am I missing anything? I don't think I am. So I think the next thing is just to let all of that run for a bit and see how it goes. Oh, something I completely forgot. Some of these are going to have upgrades. So this one has got a service station, which adds an extra 30 comfort. So we get more likely have more people want to use it. And the one from the modern architecture pack over here at Jaffa Cake Crest, as it's called, I had to check. Yes, we can add in extra lines or the entrance roof, which gives 25 comfort. Oh, I see. There we go. Excellent. So we've got a little lift and a little cover over the entrance. Very good. Okay, while we're letting that run for a minute or two, I just wanted to show you the bypass. I've just made a few adjustments based on what you lovely people told me in the comments. So this one here is going through the hill. Don't know what those graphical glitches are. I'll come back and sort those out. And as we follow this along, here we go, a railway line. So I've kept the railway line going over the top instead, and the road dips underneath. Ignore trees in road. We'll sort those out. Same as we come round here, we've got the train going straight over the top. The road dipping down, that just goes into town there, and this one goes all the way down to here. I think that was it for railway lines. Yeah, that was it for railway lines. Excellent. So I just made those little changes. I think some of these glitches we've got on here are to do with these surfaces because we've just gone straight over the top of them, but we'll change those as time goes on. So as you saw from the time lapses, our metros here, our tube, is being used really well. Absolutely tons of people coming from our buses and our trains here, jumping on the tubes and going all over the place, which is great. And it's decreased the traffic as well. So this is normally, as you remember from previous episodes, this is normally chock-a-block. We didn't do much work on this little section here. I did sort of increase the roads. We did all that last episode, and that has really helped. I did just add some extra lanes coming into the roundabout here, put a larger roundabout in, which has also helped. But yeah, that has been going fantastic. The one over, let's have a look. Yeah, this one's used quite well as well for the university, so that's helping. Let's have a look. This one's underground. Oh no, this one's above ground here. This one's not being used so much. I don't know why. We've got a lot of buses here that go around all over the place, but maybe as we expand and add more routes, that will be used a lot more. And then the one over by the airport is super busy as well when a plane comes in. You can see there's a lot of people walking around. That is also something that seems to have gone up since adding all these in, is people want to walk a bit further. The other place they were doing a lot of walking, again, was over by the university. Yeah, we can see this coming up and over the bridges here. So they are walking a long way from all of these estates that we've got over here and heading on over and getting on the subway, which is absolutely brilliant. That is just the sort of thing that we want to see. And just taking a look at the facts and the figures that we've got so far, we just jump into here, go to here, here we go. So it sort of jumps between, it's been 7, 8, 9, I've seen it as high as 10%, but this is slowly but surely going up. They're set to free, so there's no cost on these, and the way the lines send out the trains, they're nicely spread out, so that is good, and that's the same for both. So I'm just going to keep that going, and hopefully hopefully that will keep increasing and less people will take cars. And as the use of the buses go down, I will be removing some of those lines as well. I'll sort of balance that thing off camera. So what I want to have a look at now is where we can start another little town centre is what I wanted to say. So we've got this old town centre here. Here we go, Teachester, where we use these old town looking buildings, but we've actually got some proper old town looking buildings now that we can use. So where could we start another little old town centre that we could use, I imagine, and say that it was built before all of this was built? So I'll tell you where we're thinking of. We've got this little river section down here. We've got our castle over here, Brewstone Castle, which is great. But we've got this little road that we left that just wiggles away. It's round, wiggles around its way. There's a sentence there, but my brain just doesn't want to do it. But we're going to use that. It's had this bypass sort of go through it, but we can sort of use this area here. And I think, yeah, we could come up with something very interesting. So the first thing I'm going to do is get rid of these little field things here. Yeah, give ourselves a little bit of space to build. And then we're going to sort of try and have a central section with roads leading out. Really go for some old town stuff. Let's maybe start with some alleys. Oh, I also think we need to buy some of these squares. Let's do that. I'm thinking we're going to take all 4 of those. Excellent. And we're going to take that one because we are going to cross over the river. So let me get rid of this little road here. We'll work that in a little bit later, but I'm just going to sort of eyeball some stuff in here and just see sort of what we end up with. Okay, well, this sort of expanded a bit more than I thought it was going to, but we're trying to sort of do something interesting here. I like the 3 bridges, or the 4 bridges we've got going across here. Whether we'll keep all of those or not, I don't know. We haven't really got a central square, have we? Because of the way that this has been evenly split up. I mean, we could make one of these. We could just make any one of these a central square and then build around the others. Now, what I would like to do is zone in some of the old town stuff. So, yeah, we're on the European one. Where is the old town one? It should be around here. Are they... Ooh. Hang on. Are we... Yeah, that's the one we want. Ah, yes, they do. They are commercial places on the bottom half of the building. Okay, that's fine. So, yeah, unfortunately, trying to zone this in around this is going to be a higgledy-piggledy mess of all sorts of things facing in the wrong directions. I don't have the platter mod installed at the moment. I want to do a little bit more research on that to see whether it's going to sort of give us any problems with if it ever gets removed at a later date. This is something I want to test. So if we could just sort of do something like this for now, do that and do that. So I want all the zoning facing like that. Okay, well, let's go with that. And let's go back to base game so it's easy to find. Let's just zone in these as they're all facing out and around and see what they look like. And it may be that we install the platter mod and do a little bit more custom zoning ourselves. Let's see what happens. Okay, the buildings are in. Let's take a look at these. I just think these look great. You have to use a little bit of imagination. I would say more European old town, but I just think with a little bit of work, these things could fit in here perfectly. I mean, there's some sort of things here where it's spawning the corner pieces. I would definitely sort of maneuver that one right up to line it up with there. We could move some of these over, match those up. Has that got a corner bit? No, it hasn't. You could just have that as like a separate building like that with some alleys going through. But overall, these just look absolutely fantastic, don't they? Especially ones like this. I can get that one like right in the corner. That's it. We've got some nice detailing on the side. I'll perhaps even move that one down a little bit as well. There we go. And we can do all the surfaces so they all match up, which will be good. We could get a corner piece in there. Is that a nice big corner one? I think if we go with the corner ones right in the corner, or as near to the corner as makes sense, we can always then adjust the surfaces out to match, and then we can sort of see where it goes from there. I mean, that one actually works here, doesn't it? Even though it's not a proper corner piece. doing something like that and having these little alleys in between is absolutely no problem. That would be, yeah, let's put that one back where it was. That works well. Ooh, very nice, very nice. So then, I mean, we could just build all of this out. So now I've done that, I'm wondering whether we keep the whole of that central section here as the square and we have all of these facing inward instead. Yeah, let me just delete those and we'll have a look at that. Okay, what I've done this time is I put key walls in to get all the zoning facing into these 4. That I'm not too worried about. That faces in, that faces in. Not worried about that faces in. This one, yeah, if we take it off the side. Oh, that's right at the corner, isn't it? Oh, actually, we're going to need that one. Let's take that off and take that off. Yeah, that's fine. And these all face in as well. I think that's facing in. Yeah, and yeah, that'll be good. Excellent. So let me zone those and then we'll see what appears. I'm thinking as well, I don't know how big some of these buildings are. So if we just do these ones, these ones, these ones, that weird corner one there, don't know what's going to happen there. And then we'll see what happens when they all appear. Yeah, I definitely think this is the way to go. I'm liking the way this looks. And even sort of buildings like this that aren't really a corner building. Oh, there's 2 there. Okay, we'll grab both of those. We can make them a corner building. Oh, I guess someone else is going to zone in. We could do that. Oh, could we though? It's just not getting close enough, is it? Let's just move that one. And could we make that a corner building? Is that close enough? No, it's not going to work how I want it. I was hoping I could get it closer to the road to make it a corner building. Oh, it's you that's complaining. Well, you go over here somewhere. Thank you very much. Not too worried about you. Oh man, please don't crash my game. Flying things around with a move it mod like this. Yeah, there we go. She can do that. Then grab the surfaces and just absolutely fill this in like there's no tomorrow and make it look really good. Where's the other surface? Yeah, you get the idea anyway. So that's good. Oh, I'm liking this. So this could be a big park square with all of these amazing buildings around it. And then we could have a particular park in here. We could make this all pedestrianized. We could, let's come out of that view so you can see what I'm doing. Oh, no, hang on. What the heck are you zoning? Why is all this zoning popping in? Oh, okay, yeah, there we go. Dum, 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 dum. It does that. There we go. Excellent. Yeah, so, oh, man. Oh, let's just pick a really big park to go in there as well. I mean, there's so many cool, these new parks that we've got, like the old Ferris wheel. You could literally have that in the middle here as some sort of attraction. Like that. What else have we got? That is far too large, isn't it? Pavilion, restaurant. Then you could have one of these over here. Let's just turn off the snapping. There we go. We're going to add some roads on there so they will work. Park View Eatery. That's pretty big. Parkside Cafe. I mean, that could go over here, couldn't it? Will that fit in? At some point, it was like, yeah, I'm going to fit in. And then it wasn't. I'm sort of deliberately popping these all off at angles. And then you could make these all fit together and then design your own custom park around it. I think that's going to be the way that we go for this. And I'm really liking the way that looks. And then expanding it out as well, this could become a cool little extra village attached to Kettlewick. So initially, I'm thinking this would have been here. And also, right across the way here, this would have been here, Teachester, until it all sort of got upgraded with all the new shops and things. But these are slightly older buildings, not as old as whatever that's going to be called over there. And then everything got built around Teachester, and this little place got left behind, and it could get newer buildings the further out we go. We've had a bypass that's then been put on the outskirts of it as well, but still the oldie worldy little town centre could still be here, and this could be a real tourist attraction that we could build up. Oh man, this is looking like it's going to be a cool little area. Well, the subway/tube is still increasing its ridership and the traffic in the city is decreasing, so a win all around. Plus, the outline for our brand new, but of course built a few hundred years ago, Old Town is very exciting. Any name suggestions, stick them in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, a thumbs up would be very much appreciated. And as always, thank you so much to all of the patrons. You see their names scrolling up the screen right now. You are part of the reason I'm able to continue doing this. So thank you, especially to my latest 3 patrons, Martin Downies, Jimmo, and Kadrina Sublimer. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you all very, very soon for some more Kettlewick.